Hey guys, this is Eyobe1 checking in. I have some time to kill, so I thought I'd start sharing some updates. So one of the things that I wanted to share with you guys is what I'm doing in Vancouver. I've been working as an advisor for students going on exchange at the University of British Columbia. I originally moved out from my hometown, Edmonton, to Vancouver in 2020 to work at UBC. And I think once I had the opportunity to go on exchange and live abroad for a year, I was really hooked on the experiences that exchange offers to students and to people in general. I just think those experiences are, super transformative and super cool. For me, it was a life-changing experience. And then when I came back from the exchange, I was just so more focused in life. I think before going on exchange, I was in university, but not really knowing what I wanted to do. So then getting the opportunity to do that was just so impactful. And I knew that at that time that I wanted to work uh, you know, in this world. And so I think all of the experiences that I took from the exchange after graduating, moving to Japan, working as an ALT for a year, and then getting the job with the Sapporo government as part of an externship program from Alberta, getting to work in kind of international relations was really cool. And it was a really cool opportunity, but even through those experiences at that time, I recognized the thing that I was the most passionate about was studying abroad and just the impact it has on people's lives. And so, after doing that, moving back to Canada, making the decision to move back to Canada, um, at the time, I was really, when I first came back to Canada, I was feeling the withdrawal of having lived abroad and missing living in Japan so much. Um, but it was time for me to start, focusing on what's next. And what's next in this chapter for me was starting to work in post-secondary. So at that time, I moved back to. Um, when I came back from Canada, I moved to Edmonton. Um, I had a lot of different things going on in my life at the time, and then I decided to move out to Vancouver, and I was working at a Japanese izakaya. Still feeling that want and need to be like connected with Japan and working in some aspect of that. And then I was working at the izakaya in Japan that I got the opportunity to meet my girlfriend at the time, who is now my wife. So that's one of the big updates is that we got married. We just actually recently got married just a couple years ago, almost a couple of years ago. And so that was such an amazing opportunity. um, and so I just felt like, that was part of the destiny, right? We met at the Japanese izakaya. She was a regular customer, going there often with her friends, drinking, and we met, we connected, and then we decided to, start dating. Had a relationship at the time. She was here on a working holiday from Japan, and she was only here for the year. And then when the time was winding down, she ultimately, was moving back to Japan. And then we had to make a choice. And the choice was, do we continue our relationship, or, do we just end it there? Uh, and if we do move forward in our relationship, I had to start thinking more about the future, what I wanted to work as. And so then at that time, a colleague of mine that I'd worked with in my university days, we had worked together in the career office as peer advisors. He was working at an institution in Edmonton called NEAT. And then there was an opportunity. He recommended me to apply for this position, like as a student. Oh gosh, I can't even remember the title. But it was a job like, front-facing support staff for student advising. And I really dug that. It was such a cool opportunity. Hi, GTA Boys 57. I guess I can see chat, so it's good to be able to see chat. If you guys have questions, feel free to post them. And so that was such an awesome opportunity to start working in post secondary. One thing led to another. I got recommended for a promotion, and I started working as an international student advisor. And so with that, I was working more on the immigration side of things. It was really interesting for me at the time, learning about immigration law, things like that. Advising international students when it came down to their study permits, immigration related questions. And that was cool too, but it was still not like really what I was, passionate about. I was passionate about the exchange experiences. And so, I started working at my university that I actually studied at. I moved to work at McEwen University, again as an immigration advisor. And while supporting international students was great, I didn't really feel the heart in that side of the advising, because I felt it was more related to just immigration laws and things like that. It wasn't about the transformative experience of being in a different country, connecting with new people, making bonds, pushing yourself to grow, all of those things that you experience through an exchange. And so, I had to make a decision at that time. And I looked at a position working as in an exchange office at the University of British Columbia. So I applied for it, I got the job, and then in 2020 picked up and moved to Vancouver. And I think I shared a lot of that with you guys. And so I started working there, just prior to COVID, as an inbound, I forgot what my title was, associate advisor. And I thought that was really cool too. Again, it was a lot more helping students coming in. Hi, Lingo GQ. Feel free to ask any questions if you do. And so I was helping students coming to UBC, but when it came to that side of the thing, again, it was more just administrative side of things. It was less, hey Lino, it was more administrative stuff. It wasn't, again, that heart behind the exchange experience and advising students in that regards. But I still worked there. I still enjoyed the job, and then eventually I got a promotion to work as a summer and research abroad advisor. So I started that, but at the same time, I was still feeling like, you know, I was still feeling like something was missing. But part of the cool thing about working in the university is you're able to take university courses as part of some of your benefits. And so I dove in and started taking courses related to Japan again. And then one thing led to another, and then I decided to apply for the Master of Arts in Asian Studies. So I've been in the Master of Arts for Asian Studies program, and I was doing that at the same time. Um, Ronaldo or Messi? I'm gonna say Ronaldo, but I'm gonna go Brazil Ronaldo, number 6 from back in the day, 1996, Team Brazil, if you're asking me. Or sorry, not number 6, but I think number 9. Yeah, and Roberto Carlos. Those were my two favorite soccer players. So then, doing the masters, I was engaging more in things regarding Japan, and then as part of the master's experience, there was an opportunity to a fellowship program where I can go study at a language institute, and that's what led me back to Yokohama. So I took a leave, a professional development leave for a year. I moved to Yokohama, and then I was working there. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. So studying in Yokohama for the year was great. It was challenging. I didn't really, enjoy the experience of the school life like I mentioned in my previous video. But again, I loved living in Japan again. So again, the experience of essentially being on exchange. Met a lot of cool people. Got to reconnect with a lot of cool people as well. And then when things wrapped up is when my girlfriend at the time and I decided to finally get married. So we had a wedding. We did a wedding in Okinawa, and it was my first time to Okinawa, and it was amazing, I have to say. Holy crap, Okinawa is dope. Like, it's, I'd never really appreciated the beauty of an island and the island life, and it just reminded me of, like, wow, Japan. There's so many amazing places to visit in Japan. You can spend I'd been going back and forth to Japan for like over a decade, and then to get to experience that new aspect of like life in Okinawa, having our wedding there, spending time there with our families and friends, just an unreal experience. You're welcome to follow me on my Instagram. I think I posted some pictures. You can just search up Eyobe. That's my Instagram handle. I think it's public. I'm pretty sure it's public. Anyway, you can follow me on Instagram and check that out. So we got married in Okinawa. We had a subsequent nijikai, or like second wedding party, in Osaka, where she's from as well. So some of our friends who weren't able to go to the destination wedding were able to come, and I had such a blast. Like, it was such a phenomenal time. That same summer, I had the opportunity to do some EF Tours. EF Tours is a company that offers like tours for high school students and their teachers. Their teachers help organize it. So I did a few tours throughout that summer, and that was a cool experience as well. I met a lot of cool students, high school students who are interested in studying in Japan. I was able to share my experience and provide them like with my insights from my experience, and I hope some of them took away something and maybe got some motivation to pursue. Thank you, Lino. Take care. And so yeah, then I just came back after a year of being away for my PD leave, and then I got shifted to a different portfolio in my job. So now I'm an advisor for outbound exchange students, like I have been chatting about. And holy crap, I really, really like it. It's such a good feeling. I really, there's a lot of admin work, but the thing that I look forward to most is chatting with students. Everybody is so motivated in different ways. Everybody has their own goals and motivations, but I see myself in a lot of them. I see myself in almost every student that I chat with, and I try to, leverage my experience from my exchange and help motivate them, or, make them feel like a goal that might seem impossible is actually feasible. And so I've been having a great time with that. It's just been wonderful. I think, the other day I was chatting with a student, and she was telling me like her motivations for wanting to go study abroad. She'd grown up in Vancouver, and she had family. Her family was originally from a different country, and she really wanted to pursue studies there to feel connected with her family and her history. And oh my God, it hit home. She was really getting emotional. You could tell it meant a lot for her. And to be like a step on the stairs to that pathway is something that I really find fulfilling. So it was really dope. And along the way, I've met a lot of other students who've gone on exchange and came back and are keen to share their experience. And again, I see myself in a lot of them too. I see, people coming back so motivated and changed from their experience of studying abroad, and wanting to kind of pay it forward and help out other students like them. And so for me, it's just a really satisfying gig. I really think it's, across the board, like what I was meant to do. If you were to ask me what my ideal job is, it's essentially this. Um, Vancouver is a pretty good city to live in. It has a lot of different cultures. It has a lot of great food. The weather's pretty good all year compared to my hometown. It's not Japan, but it's close. So we've had the opportunity to fly back and go back to Japan frequently. If I had to compare life, like daily life, I really love like daily life in Japan. I don't know what it is about Japan. It's hard to quantify it anymore. Like I mentioned in my last video, I'm not that like outgoing anymore. I'm more introverted these days. And I think something about just walking down the streets of Japan, seeing the lights, seeing the millions of shops and people, and just being in that atmosphere is really something. Like, it's hard to quantify it. Like, I'm sitting in my car right now looking at a street. The city looks dark. It's nighttime, of course, but there's something about being in Japan, like even walking down streets at night, it doesn't feel dark. There's lights all over the place. There's shops all over the place. There's alleys with tons of little izakayas, or little tiny restaurants, ramen shops, whatever, right? Lots of different cafe. I love hookah. Japan has the best shisha I've experienced. I think there's tons of different hookah shisha bars, and that's really what I like to do. Sit down, smoke hookah with my friends, and I enjoy that a lot. And so, yeah, I miss that. But in terms of a career, like it's tough for me to imagine working in Japan. I think my experience working in the government, while it wasn't a negative experience overall, I had such a great time. I really enjoyed not the office lifestyle of Japan and more of the things that I was doing outside of the office. So when I was supporting uh, the, the, the coach of the curling team Japan, working with them outside of the office, that's what I really enjoyed the most. So I think I like working in a flexible, kind of comfortable and office environment. And so for me, I don't really see that in Japan in my future for like working wise, unless it was something like this, like I'm helping exchange students. And so if I was to, in the future want to do something, it might be at a university in Japan. It would depend on if I have the level of Japanese, excuse me, if I have the level of Japanese necessary to do that. But regardless, my life is connected with Japan moving forward from now on. It's weird to say, like, I have family now in Japan. It's strange to think about that. My wife's family has been super helpful and supportive. It took some, convincing to let them know that it was a good thing. Definitely a lot of cultural barriers, a lot of, you know, inside versus outside, being foreigner, being married, having mixed kids, all of those things came up a lot when we were chatting about different things. But yeah, it was really cool. It was nice to get to that experience. Um, and I'm looking forward to what's next. And I definitely have some other cool updates for you guys. But yeah, that's just another quick update. Living in Vancouver, I feel, in a peaceful mindset. I think there's balance in my life. You wake up and today I was excited for work. I'm always excited for work. I'm always excited to have drop-in advising hours or appointments with students and chat with them. I love seeing students connect with each other about exchange opportunities. Doesn't matter if it's, the UK or Australia or Japan or like anywhere really. Like I think everybody has that transformative, wonderful experience when it comes to exchange. So, you know, for me, I think this is the field that I'll pursue for as long as I can see. But yeah, do you guys have any questions? I see a couple people in chat. Do you have any questions? Regardless, it could be any questions at all. Feel free to ask anything. I'll give you guys a second if you want to ask any questions before I wrap up for today. All right, no questions, no worries. If you guys have anything that you want to post, feel free to post in the chat. I'll start doing some more like real videos again. I'm getting more excited and motivated. I didn't have access to my YouTube account for the past couple of years. It took a while to get access again. How old am I now? Good question. How old am I? God damn. I've been feeling older and older these days. I'm 37, gonna be 38 next year. When I went on exchange, I think I was 21. And so that's when I started this YouTube channel. So it's been over like 16, or sorry, not 16, like 13. No, I can't do the math. 15 or so years since I started the channel. Yeah, so I'm 37, gonna be 38. I still feel like the same Eyobe 1 age in my heart, which is interesting. I think working in a university setting, I really still resonate and connect with the students, despite them being like 15 years younger than me. So I do enjoy that aspect, is like connecting with students and chatting with them about their experiences. Any other questions? All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Take it easy. Oh, you learned Japanese? That's dope. That's awesome. I don't know Laoso 5500, but I'll check him out, Jay. I hope you're enjoying studying Japanese. I still love it. I still love having conversations in Japanese. I think that's the number one thing for me. So I still get a chance to use it every day, which is great. And every time I go back to Japan, I love just chatting with my Japanese friends again and again. And so, it's like a muscle. You got to use it or you'll lose it. So I hope you have that opportunity to connect and speak with people as well. Anyway, thank you guys so much for everything. I'm going to sign out and we'll see you again. Bye.